Hey guys, welcome back. We're back out here in the garage, and we're gonna get right to it because my wife and my daughter are napping, so we got a very small window to get a little bit of work done. But I already came out and did install the front engine mount blocks. It's real easy. They just go slide inside the frame rail between the engine block and the frame rail itself. 2 bolts through the outside. And then I came out and took my exhaust manifold exhaust and intake manifold gaskets and sprayed them with copper coat, which is the same thing that I spray the head gasket with before I install it. I do it on the exhaust manifold gaskets just because it's kind of to prevent leaks. I've had good luck with it in the past, putting it on both head gaskets and on manifold gaskets, so that's what I did here. I also installed the studs with some anti-seize, and I put some dabs of anti-seize on the outsides of the studs where the manifold nuts go. So, without further ado, let's grab the manifold. I'll see if I can stick it to the side of the engine here. We'll grab the manifold. And slide it into place. Just like that. And I kind of figured some of these heavy washers that we have are going to have to be modified slightly to work. With aftermarket manifolds, sometimes the design of the tubing has changed. That'll be enough to hold it while I grab the other ones here. That one's going to have to be modified as well. And again, we got to give a huge shout out to New Image Coating in Lino Lakes, Minnesota, for helping us out with ceramic coat for the manifold. And they're also the ones doing the rims. So it looks like the outer 2 washers will have to be modified because the area that it seats in, oh Jesus, magnet's strong. The area that it seats in here, I'll put one on so you can see, is not quite enough room to get that washer in there, so we'll have to grind a small flat spot in it to what's the word I'm looking for it to fit properly. So we'll head over to the bench grinder, do that quick, and finish tightening everything up. Okay guys, we've got the manifold on. The torque specs for that is 50 foot-pounds, and I start on the center and work my way out. You could do it in stages if you wanted. You could do like 25 or 30 foot-pounds on the center and work your way out, and then go back up to 50 foot-pounds and torque it to that for a final torque. I also installed the carburetor quick, just to keep in mind. One of those things you've got to pay attention to on that is this governor rod has a little tab that sticks out, and on the back side of the throttle shaft there's a notch. That tab has to align with that notch, otherwise you won't be getting correct throttle response. It'll either be running wide open or it'll run idle all the time. So if you want more information on installing the carburetor, feel free to ask. Otherwise, there's plenty of videos when I've done carburetor rebuilds for this tractor and the that's pretty similar, and it shows the installation process a lot better. So carburetor's on, manifold's on, our throttle linkage is on. So I've got the front bolster raised up and ready to install. What I'm going to do before I install it is I'm going to grease the heck out of this hand crank mechanism. It does have its own grease zerk, but I'm going to grease it just by hand. That way it's already got a liberal amount of grease on it, and once that's done, we'll get it slid into the frame, get everything tightened down, and then I think that might be all we can really do today, but that's some significant progress anyways. So let's get some gloves on, get the grease, and get some more anti-seize. Oh, here it is right here. This is just one brand of many. I know that who makes the RTV? I'm having a mind blank here. I'll have to look. I'll look it up and find out. But this is VersaChem anti-seize. So it looks like this, but you can get anti-seize in a tin. Oh, Permatex, that's who I'm thinking of. Permatex makes the RTV and the anti-seize, and they have some anti-seize that comes in a little silver tin with a screw on top, and that stuff can be pretty messy, but it works great. So I'm going to put anti-seize on all the bolts for the front bolster. That way we don't have the same issues we had before if we ever try to take it apart again, which we shouldn't have to, but you never know. So let's get some grease, some gloves, and we'll get this front bolster in. Okay guys, I'm gonna give this a shot here. Get a couple of bolts set up. Now these frame rails are installed loose so that I can just easily slide this thing into place, or at least that's the plan. So I'm kind of slowly lowering it and then sliding it little by little inside the frame. See if I can get any of these holes lined up. There's one. Got another one started. Kind of give you guys a sneak peek of what I'm looking at here. Just going take some wiggling. But we'll get it. I don't know if that's a good view or not, but okay, there's 4 on one side. Now this side is quite a bit darker, but maybe if I put it here, you can kind of see what I'm doing here. Six of 8. Seven of 8. And 8 of 8. So now I'm going to leave this thing kind of supported here just to make everything easier to tighten down. So basically we got to tighten these 4 bolts on the rear of the frame rails, and then we'll tighten the 2 front engine mount bolts, and I think last we'll tighten down the bolster bolts. So we'll go through and tighten all those. Let's see, there's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 20 bolts we got to tighten. So it'll take a while, but we'll get it done. Okay guys, we've got the front bolster, the frame rails, and all that stuff tightened down. I am going to leave my engine hoist chained up to the front bolster just in case. Never hurts to be a little bit cautious, but I moved my jack stands in the front so that way I could get to the underside of the belly and install the lift-all pump in the bottom and the pump drive for that. So that is one more thing that we can do and get up off of the floor. Before we can put the front pedestal underneath the bolster, which is this piece here, I need to see if I can get some nuts for the bolts on that. This does have special bolts, or at least one of them is a special bolt. It's got a stop built into it so that you can't oversteer. These other ones here are not necessarily special, but they are fine thread. So that is something that I need to try to find. I just want to get different nuts because these ones are pretty chewed up. If I could at least just get some new nuts and then chase the threads on these bolts, that would probably help out a lot. And since I have to get new bolts for the wheel to rim clamps and the what else was I gonna get? Bolts for the wheel to rim clamps and those nuts for that front pedestal. I think that might be it, but I'm not. Oh, I got to get bolts for the clamps for the rear wheels, so the axle clamps. So that's about as far as I'm going to be able to get today. So I hope you guys have thoroughly enjoyed this so far. Another big shout out to Mark at New Image Coatings in Lionel Lakes. You know, he did a fantastic job with ceramic coat on the manifold, and I can't wait to see the rims that he sent through powder coat. and I'm keeping that kind of secret as far as what we're doing with that, but I'll leave you guys with that. Oh, I gotta give a big shout out to Trish on YouTube. He sent a new brass drift punch set, 3 different sizes in there, and he also sent this, which is a variety of brass punches in a very nice carrying case. Been a long time coming, so we got a couple scrapers, a couple punches, drift punches, pin punches of various sizes. So big shout out to Trish for that. I know he's been meaning to do that for a long time, and it is very much appreciated, sir. So that's again, that's really all I've got for this video, and I don't want to do too much, kind of like the last video, you know, it was a little long, but I see so much that I want to do and I want to get it done. But anyways, thanks for watching, thanks for wrenching with me. As always, check out that GoFundMe in the link below to donate to the project and to the SAVE organization. Ultimately is kind of the end goal. Yeah, it's been a great ride, so we're getting real close. Take care, guys.